Okay everybody, so what I'm doing right now is going to show you a couple different things about how to use your calculator. This first one's going to be on just being able to do one variable stats, finding mean, standard deviation, stuff like that. So what I've done, I'm going to go stat and edit, and I put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 15 into my calculator right now. And if I want to be able to get the statistics off of it, I hit stat, I hit calc, and number one variable stat. On the older calculators, all you have to be able to do is choose enter. Here I want to pick L1, and then I'm going to go down to calculate, and you can see this will tell me the mean. It'll tell me that the sum of all my numbers is 60. This S of X we're not going to deal with right now, but this bottom one down here, standard deviation of X, is 3.87. Remember, that measures the spread or consistency of the data. And then it tells me these numbers, that there are 10 total data points, the minimum's 1, Q1 is 3, median's 5.5, Q3 is 8, max is 15. And I'm also going to take this data and I'm going to try and look at it. So I want to do a box and whisker plot. So I'm going to go here, second, and go to y equals. I'm going to turn plot number 1 on, and you're going to see that I scroll down, I hit the down arrow once. Now when I'm in these sections of the different charts, I do need to go to the right to be able to get to the box and whisker plot. When I choose that, I'm going to choose L1. Frequency is 1. I'm going to mark any outliers with the box. In order to be able to see this data, I'm going to hit my window. I'm going to choose an X-min and an X-max to match my data. So I know the data went from 1 up to 15. So I'm going to go 0 to, let's go 16. X scale just tells me where it's going to put tick marks, so I'm going to put them every 2. Y min and Y max don't really matter. I'm going to go 0 to -4. Remember, there's no vertical axis on a box and whisker plot, so I'm going to leave it just like this. Before I hit graph, I'm going to check my Y equals, and you can see that I don't have any equations in here, but I do have 2 other plots on. So I hit my up arrow, you can see this, I can hit my up arrow, move over to plot 2, I'm going to hit enter, move over to plot 3, I'm going to hit enter, because I don't want any of those things on at this current time. Once I go ahead and hit graph, looks like I got a little issue here, so my window range 0 to 16, I must have hit -4 for my Y max. So if I have an issue like that, I just clear out of it and double check it. Go ahead and get graph again, and you can see that there is a box and whisker plot. Now you notice that the whisker extends all the way out to here. It means it was not an outlier at that point. So if I was checking for outliers from the data, I wouldn't see any. I am going to change that right now so you can see an outlier. So I'm going to go stat, edit. I'm going to change this bottom number from a 15. I'm going to make it a 25. I'm going to hit enter so that it sticks. And then on the window, I'm going to go out here. This is 30. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit graph again. And you can see that an outlier shows up. From this window, I can hit trace. And it'll tell me the minimum is 1. The Q1 is 3. Median's 5.5. Q3 is 8. This next tick mark that it shows will be the next lowest number that is not an outlier. So that was the 9 that you saw before. And then if you go way out here, that is a max of 25. Okay, so I hope this helped a little bit with being how to enter data, do one variable stats, and find a box and whisker plot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a histogram right now with this data too. So I'm going to go to second, Y equals. I'm going to turn plot number 1 on. I'm going to hit my down arrow and move all the way over here to the third one, which is a histogram. I'm going to hit enter. Histogram, again, is only a 1 variable data set. Okay, so I'm going to try and do it with what I just picked. Now what I have to do is I have to pick my window. So my window, my X is still going to go from 0 to 30, but it's this number right here that when we talked about in class, the size of the basket or the size of the bin, is how many numbers are going to fit in each one of these things. So right now I'm going to go ahead and do it by 5s. Okay, the Y min and the Y max do matter now, because Y min and Y max tells us how many in each one of those categories are going to go. So if I wanted to go ahead and hit graph right now, you would see that I have some bars here in the beginning that are kind of high. So I'm going to change my window just a little bit. I'm going to have my Y max go up to 7, and I think you'll be able to see this a little bit easier. I'm going to hit trace right now, and you can see in this first one there are 4 numbers that are less than 5, and that was the number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see the little tick marks on the side, and I'm going to tweak that for you right now. I'm going to hit my window again. I had them going up by halves. I don't want that. I'm going to have them go up by ones. I'm going to hit graph again. So one more time, hit trace, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 in that one, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this next one. So you got all 5 of those numbers, and then you didn't see any numbers between 10 and just less than 15, no numbers between 15 and just less than 20, no numbers between 20 and just less than 25, but there was that one number that we put out there between 25 and 30, and that was the 25. If I change my window on my X scale, put it to 2, you can see that the boxes will change because now it only groups them in 2s. Just like if I made this X scale be, say, 15, you would see that I would have one really tall bar. Change my Y max up to 10. And then one really short bar. Okay? So that's, again, how you can use histograms. We used histograms to determine if data was skewed right or skewed left, or was a normal distribution, different stuff like that. Hopefully this was really beneficial to you in terms of using your graphing calculator, TI-8384, for histograms, box and whisker plots, and one variable stats.